Right.
Hi.
Nicole, we just saw Destroyer this weekend.
Right.
I told them when we left the theater, if this had been made in the 70s, it reminds me so much of like a French Connection or a Serpico or something
Yeah.
like that, and there would have definitely been a male star. Is that something that appealed to you about the role?
Um, it wasn't so much that it would have been. It was just that I'd never been asked to do anything like it, and I emotionally felt her. I cried when I read the script, and there's a scene at the end of the film where I'm carrying my daughter on my back, and I think that just emotionally, I don't know, vibrates with me, and it just went in, and I just went, I've never done anything like this, and I've done a lot in my career, there's been roles I've wanted to play and haven't had the chance, or the director didn't think I was right, so I was kind of more nervous that Karan would just think I couldn't do it.
The audience we saw it with really enjoyed it. So, the mass audience out in America and worldwide, what are you hoping? Why will it resonate with them? Do you think?
God, I can't believe the response to the trailer, actually, because the trailer dropped and I was like, and suddenly I had people texting me and people saying, "Oh my God, I can't wait to see that film." So I'm not quite sure. I never think of those things when I go in to do a movie. I never think how it will be received, who will go see it. I have none of that in my thoughts. So I would just hope that they get taken on a ride. But I also see it as an emotional journey as well. And it's very much about a mother. As much as it's considered a genre picture, I see it as a classical tragedy in a way, and also a story about a mother seeking to make a better life for her child.
This movie has so many twists and turns, and you don't exactly know things
you
that are going
really
on.
Concentrate when you watch it.
What's it like reading a script like that?
Well, you go back and reread. So I was like reading it, and then hold on, did I miss something? Wait. So it's that dense, you know. But luckily, when you have imagery, it's almost easier to absorb it than when it's on the page. And I did have to go back a lot of times, and I also had to ask. The director happens to be married to the writer, so it's always a good thing.
Yeah. You know that they're going to be communicating on what's really.
Well, I had access to him. I could
good.
say, you know, what does this mean, or what were you thinking here, and I love that. I mean, that's the benefit of also if you work with a writer-director, you get the two in one. But to have the writer there on the set every day, supporting his wife, that was fantastic.
For those that are about to see it in theaters, describe Erin to them.
She's a very complicated. She has a tough exterior. She has had made some really, really bad choices in her life, and you see that wreckage in her life. And then you see her at the beginning of her life, or in her early 20s, and you see her 17 years later, which I found fascinating to play. And you see her path, as she sees it, her path to salvation. Is that a good description?
Yeah, that's good.
It's hard to describe.
Great cast, but I want to ask you about Sebastian Stan. He was good luck last year at all the award shows for Allison Janney on I, Tonya. What's he like to work with?
Well, he's a true actor. He's a great character actor, but he comes in ready to go. He came in at the end of the film for us because we'd shot all of the older Erin, and then he came in, and it was just like, and he just brings it. You know, he's so willing, and he's so and he listens and he responds, and I think, you know, we're only going to see more and more of him as his career unfolds, and I think he's making incredible choices. He's working with Shailene Woodley right now.
Okay.
On a film, which is who's one of my most closest friends. I love her, and so to see them together, I'm like, wow, that's going to ignite.
That's going to be dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you also about Boy Erased today, because you've got that in theaters now. Your lead on, in terms of these award shows, we're an awards website, your lead for Destroyer, supporting for Boy Erased.
Yeah.
Tell us about working with Lucas Hedges.
I mean, I was lucky because Lucas is like my son. I mean, I don't know how to describe his energy. He's just so kind of open, and so we didn't have a lot of time to rehearse, but the minute I saw him, I could touch him, I could hug him, I could stroke his cheek, I could fix his collar, I could do all of those things that you do as a mother and feel like I'm meant to be doing this, because he's so open. He just is like, so he's got slight puppy qualities, which is gorgeous, and then he's got this incredible range. I mean, his skin changes color, and he can modulate, and he's just incredibly nuanced, which if you see Boy Erased, I mean, I feel so much a part of that film and wanting to put it into the world because of what it's about, and seeing, and it's amazing the way the audiences are reacting to that film, because I think it's actually being embraced, you know, and you're seeing, and I live in Tennessee, and I've had people coming up to me saying, I love that movie, thank you for making Boy Erased, which is a fantastic response to a film like that.
Yeah, I've heard of these kind of things before. I'm also from the South, and you live there, so
are.
I wondered if you knew of this world at all before you read the script.
Didn't, which is a lot of people don't know. I mean, there's obviously friends of mine who said, "Oh yeah, what do you mean you didn't know about that?" But I did not know. So, so that was very eye-opening. But I love the way in which, you know, primarily the story is about a mother who's making amends to her child for a huge thing that she knows she did that was wrong, and it wasn't malicious. She didn't do it because she wanted to hurt him. She did it because she wanted what she thought help him. And then when she knows that that's really destroying him, the way in which she rises up and says, I'm going to make a change.
Oh, you're the hero of the movie.
Child. And yeah, because she's real. I mean, I'm playing a real woman. I'm playing a woman who's given so much now in terms of making herself vulnerable to the world, and her son and her husband. They've all opened their family up to scrutiny, but they're doing it because they want people to become aware and to instigate change, and also to show that you can heal, which I think is a really beautiful thing for this, because Garrett, who's the real boy, and Martha, who's the real woman, have one of the closest, most intimate relationships that a mother and son can have. And I think that's beautiful, and they've been through so much, but they've come out like this, and that's inspiring.
You had 3 of the most memorable words of the year that you got to say, open the door.
Oh.
Over and over, and you become the hero.
Yeah, and I think I say, shame on you. Shame on me, shame on you.
You and it felt like an Aussie takeover though, with you and Joel and Russell.
Yeah,
was that fun?
We definitely needed Lucas.
The combination of the 3 of you.
Well, the good thing was with Russell and I, we have such a history together that, I mean, we grew up together basically. So when you play somebody, you know, when you're married to them and it's meant to be a marriage that's had a long marriage, that was great that Joel gave us each other. Because we didn't have to work for any of that. That's just there. We didn't have to come up with a history. We didn't have to kind of get to know each other and start to feel comfortable with each other. And I mean, that's just a given with us. So, yeah, I'd like to work with him again. I'd love to work with Joel again. I mean, Joel wrote, directed, starred, and produced.
He's a force.
Oh my God, he's a force. A talented force.
I mentioned the lead and supporting thing earlier, but you know, there's only just a very tiny number of people that have gotten a lead and supporting Oscar nomination in the same year. One of your friends, Julianne Moore, did it the year you won, and Sigourney Weaver has done it, and Jamie Foxx, and just
what did Sigourney do it for?
She had Working Girl and Gorillas in the Mist the same year. It's not happened often. If that were to happen to you, what would that mean?
All my clothes and stand on top of the building and say thank you. No. I'd be shocked. But I mean, you know, as an actor, I'm grateful to have had such great roles.
Such diverse roles.
Yeah. I mean, I've spent so much of my life seeking out, and you know, it gets harder as you get older. It just does. So, the idea of having 2 really rich female characters, both of them mothers, and be able to put them out in the world like this, and particularly also because Destroy is a female director, and to be able to sort of carry the torch for that. Yeah, wow, what a blessing, huh?
And on television,
don't hold me to anything. Like taking my clothes off.
oh, we're going to repost that after Nominations Day.
God, I won't have to be doing it.
On the television side, just as we wrap up, a quick teaser on Big Little Lies. Have
Yes.
you already finished shooting?
We did. We finished in August.
When will we see that? The new
Next
cycle?
year, so
Sometime in 2019?
Yeah, Andrea's editing right now, and it's 7 hours, so it's not a short process, and it's there's a lot of footage, but I'm just glad we got to go back to those women and embody them again.
Yeah.
It was really, really great, and then bring Meryl into the possible.
Meryl, just throw her name out there.
Yeah. Ms. Streep.
You swept through the award season on television side last year. 2 Emmys, a Golden Globe, a Screen Actors Guild Award. What we didn't know until a week or two before the SAG Awards, you had never won a SAG Award before, even though you've been nominated as ensembles and individually.
Yeah.
For you and a longtime member of the Screen Actors Guild,
Yeah.
what did that one in particular mean to you?
Enormous. It was enormous for me. I was actually making Destroyer when I went, and I remember saying in my speech that night, I'm not feeling well. I had a flu, so I had a really, really high fever, but I was determined to be there, and to them win it was just, it's a huge thing. They're my people. I mean, actors and what I've grown up with actors. I started acting at 14, so that was, that was big for me.
Well, congratulations on everything. 2 big roles. Thank you for today.
Thank you.